Okay, grade nines, we are into our last chapter in math on data analysis. And so, yeah, our first topic deals with writing a good survey question. And you know what, you guys, if you're reading magazines, even if we're listening to radio, TV, we're bombarded with advertisements and claims and all these companies making these claims and promises that their stuff is the best. But how do we know that what they're saying is reliable and true, and was this information collected correctly? And that's kind of how it relates to math is we're dealing with this information, compiling it, and doing it in a reliable way so that it's true and that the numbers match what's actually right. And that's kind of how this last chapter relates to math. So oftentimes survey questions can not be the best, worded poorly, and they could have some bias or influencing factors in them. So one of our goals is to have our survey questions not have these influencing factors in them so that the information that we're getting is true. So there's a number of influencing factors that could possibly exist in survey questions, and here are a few of them. Bias, is there a preference in the question to a certain brand or whatever the person's talking about? Maybe it's something like, I think Cheerios are the best cereal. What do you think is the best cereal? A, Cheerios, B, Shreddies, C, Rice Krispies, and you might be biased by my opinion in that question. Use of language. Will people understand the question? Is the language aggressive or intimidating? Ethics. Will people need to reveal inappropriate behavior? Does the question refer to judgments of right and wrong? Cost. Does the cost of the study outweigh the benefits? Time and timing. Does the time in which the survey is taken affect the results? Privacy. Are people allowed to refuse to do the survey in the first place? Will their responses be kept confidential? Cultural sensitivity. Is the question maybe offensive to some groups? So what we're going to do is in these next few examples, you need to imagine that you're the marketing director for a company, and we're going to see if these questions have any influencing factors in them. So example 1, a sales representative stands in front of a display of different kinds of antiperspirant. He asks each person the following question: what's your favorite brand of antiperspirant, for what reason? And so when you get into these types of questions in your textbook or on assignment, what you're doing is you're looking at that list that we just looked at a little while ago, and you're seeing if those questions have any one of these influencing factors in them. So I would have this list handy. It's in your notes. It's right here. It's on my website as well. If you need it in your textbook, it's in many different places. You're looking at this list and you're picking what is going on in these examples based on this list. In this first example, there wasn't really a bias. There wasn't any aggressive language, or the person wasn't trying to sway you to one different antiperspirant or another. So that one was good. In our second example, a sales representative set up an online survey. The survey offers a free MP3 file of My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion to everyone that completes the survey. The company has not bought the rights to the song. So again, you go back to the list and you're going to see, does it have any one of those influencing factors? So this one, it looks like there's some ethical problems happening here. Number 1, according to MathLinks 9, it is unethical to offer rewards for completing a survey, even though lots of people do it all the time. According to MathLinks 9, they would say that is not ethical. Also, if the company hasn't paid for the rights of the song, that is also considered unethical. Not right. Example 3. Billy's Butcher Shop conducts a telephone survey of people living within 15 kilometers of the store to help determine what meat products to sell. Billy asks what type of red meat people prefer. Looks like there's some cultural sensitivity issues with this one. Not all cultures eat red meat or all kinds of red meat. And some people just choose not to. And so it may be affecting certain cultures that way. And there's a bit of a bias here as well. It assumes that all people eat red meat when that is not the case. Example 4, free samples of sunscreen are sent to every home in fall and winter. A mail reply card asks people if they would like to use the product again. So if you're sending out samples to every single home, even though it's just a little tiny sample, might not be very expensive, you multiply that by 100,000 or 1 million, it gets to be quite a bit. And so there's a lot of cost here. And so that's basically the big issue with this one, is that it's going to be really, really expensive for a company to do that. Also, the timing isn't that great either. Not that many people are using sunscreen in the fall and winter. Unless you're going skiing and it's a really sunny day, then maybe. Other than that, no. Example 5. A sales representative conducts a survey. As she poses the question, a person receiving the call says, "I'm not interested, thanks." The sales representative responds, "Why not? Your input provides useful info." So she begins to repeat the survey question. What is the issue here? I know survey companies do this all the time. They just go right into their spiel and they kind of ignore your right to refuse. But this is a privacy issue. In all surveys, you should have the right to refuse to do that survey. You should. It's not right if they just keep going when you don't want to. Of course you don't want to. Yeah, who likes telemarketers? It's terrible. It's just terrible. Example 6. Your school is under construction and is dusty and dirty. A survey is conducted about the environmental health of your school. The survey is done every 4 years. The survey of this, the timing of this one is not done the best. Of course people are going to be like, oh, it's dusty and dirty in the school. I don't like it. My shoes got dirty walking through the school. When I get the survey, oh, no, bad. So the timing is going to influence the survey results. So our second task is writing good survey questions. How are we going to do this? Let's take a look at an example. Suncor conducts a survey, and their question is, the proposed refinery upgrade will produce 250 jobs and economic benefits in your community. Are you in favor of having a forward-thinking refinery in your community, yes or no? So, does the survey question influence the results? Well, when I was going to do this, I'm like, well, I better pick yes, because if I don't, I'm not a forward-thinking person. So the language in it kind of made me feel bad unless I chose the answer that they wanted. So how can we rewrite a survey question so it doesn't have influencing factors in it? The trick here is to keep it simple. As simple as you can. So I'm just going to say, to rewrite it without any influencing factors, are you in favor of a refinery in your community? I know in LA we like to have a lot of fancy words and make it really, really nice and flowy, but no, just keep it simple, and that is going to be the best way. And so, yeah, that's going to be, you will get some questions like that, and when you get into those situations, just keep it simple and get rid of those influencing factors. That's it.